Hi students, how are you all? Hope you're all enjoying at home with of course studies online, offline, etc. blah blah blah, along with a little bit of playing, enjoying with the parents, etc. Fine. I am Murali from Murali's channel. As assured in my earlier video related to introduction about learning biology in an easy way, today I am going to handle one topic, a part of topic I can say, which is related to plant anatomy. It's one of the part of botany in biology which need to know about the structure. Prior to all these things, my special request to you all students is make sure you have a note and a pen, because when I saying certain points, it is better to have a notes about that one. Scribble it in your notepad or note, whatever it may be, so that for reference. So ensure you have a note or notepad or some piece of paper, whatever you feel, with a pen for taking notes. Fine. Now to come into the picture, plant anatomy, we all need to know what is actually about plant anatomy. Basically we need to know about some basic features like how the anatomy is studied in plant, we can say the father of anatomy. I can say like the father of anatomy is Nehemiah Grew. Nehemiah Grew is the father of, is considered to be the father of anatomy, because he made a lot of research, a lot of hard work, and found about the structures of anatomy, things and all. So rightly he was named as the father of plant anatomy. When detailing about this plant anatomy, we need to know about the organization, structure. It starts with the atom. Atoms is organized into molecules, molecules into cell organelles, cell organelles into cell, cells into tissues, tissues into organs, organs into body. So a body is organized into this many characters, this many categories. Like again I am saying that starts with the atom, it organized into molecule, molecules into cell organelles, cell organelles into cell, cell into tissue, tissue into organ, organ into body. So all these things forms into a system. In this, the tissue system is to be learnt more, because as a tissue is a group of cells, it's a group of cells which has similarity as well as dissimilarity in their structure and origin, but the functions are very very similar. Again I am saying tissue is a group of cell which has similarity and dissimilarity as well as origin and structure is concerned, but the structures, but the functions are similar. In this tissue system is been categorized into three. Number one, dermal tissue system. Number two, ground tissue system, and number three, vascular tissue system. Dermal, ground tissue and vascular. We need to know about the components and functions of each tissue system, components and functions of dermal system, components and functions of ground tissue, components and functions of vascular bundle. We'll take up first dermal. See, from the name itself, dermal is having a component epidermis or peristome, epidermis or peristome. So this is a component of a particular dermal system, and its function is protection and prevention of loss of blood. Protection and prevention of loss of blood. These are the functions of the component epidermis, the dermal system. Number two, ground tissue. This ground tissue has components: parenchyma tissue, sclerenchyma tissue, chlorenchyma tissue. Parenchyma, sclerenchyma and chlorenchyma tissue. These are the components of the ground tissue, and the function is food storage, photosynthesis, regeneration, protection, all these things. Regeneration, food storage, photosynthesis, and then the protection. So these are all the functions of ground tissue. So we know the components and functions. Components and functions of the first one. What is the first one? It is the first one is the second one is ground tissue. The first one is dermal tissue, and the third one is vascular bundle. Vascular bundle has the components xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem comprises to form into vascular bundle, and the main function of this vascular bundle, which comprising xylem and phloem, is transportation. Like it transports minerals, it transports water, it transports food materials. So this three, remember the tissue system: dermal, ground tissue, and vascular, its components and the functions. Now we need to go in detail about the structure. So like every part of like whether it is animals, plants, or humans, us, we have a structure. For our body we have different structure. It is easy to study. We have different structure internally, we have different structure externally. Morphology and anatomy we call it as. But for plant, the internal structure, how we are going to study, how we are going to take up the anatomy, the internal structure of a plant, by way of cross section, by way of taking cross section of a root, cross section of a stem, and a cross section of leaf. When you take cross section of root and stem and leaf, of course, we have two types. One is monocot and then dicot. Monocot root, dicot root. Monocot stem, dicot stem. But prior knowing more about the monocot and dicot, we need to know what is monocot and what is dicot. Every one of you should know that a body, plant, animal, anything, it starts with an embryo. This embryo has an important special part called as cotyledons. All embryo has cotyledons. The presence of number of cotyledons marks monocot and dicot. If cotyledons presence is only 1, then it is monocot. If presence of cotyledons is 2, then it is dicot. Clear? Hope I am making it very clear. Presence of cotyledons, if it is 1, it is monocot. Presence of cotyledons, if it is 2, then it is dicot. So monocot and dicot. We know about what is monocot and what is dicot. Now coming to the root. Monocot root and dicot root. When a root which is below the earth is root system, that root we need to take. For stem, it is above the earth, it is shoot system, that is a stem. When you take a cross section of a root, you can see the structure. What type of structures we have? We have monocot and dicot root. For both, the characters are almost similar. We have 4 characters as far as monocot root and dicot root is concerned. One is epiblemma or rhizodermis. Make a note please. It is epiblemma or rhizodermis. Number 2, cortex. Number 3, endodermis. And number 4, vascular bundle. Again I am telling, there are 4 characters as far as both monocot root and dicot root is concerned. It is epiblemma or rhizodermis. Number 2, cortex. Number 3, endodermis. And number 4, vascular bundle. When you get into more detail about each and everything in a simple wording, because we are learning it easily, so I am making it very simple. Epiblemma is the outermost layer and has a single layer. Clear? Epiblemma is the outermost layer and it is made up of single layer. Number 2 is cortex. Cortex is again it is many layered. It is multi-layered with different layers forms. So epiblemma is single layered. Cortex is multi-layered. Number 3 is endodermis. Endodermis is the innermost of cortex. The innermost layer of the cortex is endodermis, and the 4th one, vascular bundle, has xylem and phloem. So these are the 4 characters of monocot root and dicot root. When it comes to monocot stem and dicot stem, we have differentiation, because we have some difference between monocot stem and dicot stem, not like earlier monocot root and dicot root. Monocot stem has four characters, namely one is epidermis, number 2 cortex. This cortex is again subdivided into 3, namely hypodermis, and then middle cortex and inner cortex. Again I am saying monocot stem has 4 characters, namely first one is epidermis, number 2 cortex. This cortex is again subdivided into hypodermis, middle cortex and inner cortex. And the third one is, first one is epidermis, second one is cortex, third one is ground tissue, the fourth one is stele. Clear? First one is epidermis, second one is cortex, third one is vascular bundle, third one is ground tissue, and fourth one is stele. This stele further into pericycle, bundle cap, vascular bundle and pith. Again saying this stele has 4 types. Number 1 pericycle, number 2 bundle cap, number 3 vascular bundle, and number 4 pith. So this all comprises into the stele. So we have 4 characters as far as monocot stem is concerned, namely epidermis, number 2 cortex, cortex is subdivided into 3 again, hypodermis, middle cortex, inner cortex. The third one is ground tissue, and the fourth one is stele. Stele has the third one is endodermis, and the fourth one is stele. Stele has again subdivided into 4, which is number 1 is pericycle, number 2 is first one is pericycle, number 2 is bundle cap, number 3 is vascular bundle, and number 4 is pith. So this all comes into picture as far as anatomy, plant anatomy is concerned. We'll go much into the other topics in the due course of time, slowly, because I am not going to go into fast manner or say like in a vague manner, because once you study something, it should be easy and it should be rememberable. When you remember things, you need not to by heart. So what I said about this plant anatomy, point wise, remember that one. What is how plant system is working, how plant anatomy is structured, organized, and then how tissue system is categorized into 3, and then how the plant anatomy is internally studied with the help of cross section, and how it is divided into monocot and dicot. What is monocot and what is dicot? Below the earth, any plant has below the earth, it is root, and above the earth is shoot, and below the earth root we have to take cross section and see the monocot and dicot. Above the earth, the stem, we need to take the cross section, we need to see the monocot and dicot stem. So studying about monocot, dicot. So basically once you learn this in a point manner, it is easy to remember. So this is in a nutshell. I have just given explanation about all these things. In periodical time, we'll be learning more about different topics. Keep watching, keep subscribing, so that whenever I upload new videos, you will get the message notification and you can watch it. My intention is to teach this in an easy manner, so that you gain additional marks, more marks, apart from what you are studying in schools and online, offline, whatever it may be, and in your home. So learn all these things when you get time. Keep watching. Thank you. Have a nice day. We'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you all students. Bye. Take care. Be safe.